Yo, what up? It's your boy. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Salute, salute. Give me a little bit of time, man. Get shit started real quick. Yeah. It's gonna be some shit, man. Let me check my sound though. I don't know if my shit sound alright. Cause last time I was on this bitch talking and it was crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Salute, Samu. Uh-huh. Alright, cool. That sounds good. Alright, yeah. I know this was scheduled earlier, but I had some shit I needed to do. I'm just gonna chop it up with y'all for a few, you know, talk about some shit, holler about some shit. This ain't the shit show though, you know. I know some people be frequenting over there, myself included. But hey man, I wanted to talk about some shit though with this black culture, man. This, I think black motherfuckers out there jamming it up on some Bob Farley. Yeah, man. This black culture, bro, is all I act. Anybody can do this shit. Motherfuckers from overseas, anybody. I've been here. I've been here on this YouTube, man, for a little bit, and I've been checking it out. The black culture is a fraud, bro. It's a straight up fraud, and I know that's gonna fuck with some people, but I'm gonna let you know, nigga. Everybody that's up in the black culture is pretending. They pretending. My opinion, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I think they pretending. They've been watching TV for so long and they seen that this is how they portray us. So this is how we're supposed to act. Everybody wants to be gangster. Everybody wants to be some type of, survivor, some type of person of interest that was involved in some clandestine shit back in the day. None of it's real at all, man. None of it's real. Yeah, none of it's real. My advice to black kids growing up today, and they looking at everybody that's playing or being, acting like they from their certain set or hood and some shit, do the opposite. Do the opposite of that shit, man, because it's an act. These motherfuckers are playing a role. Straight up. Down south, Midwest, West Coast, East Coast, they all playing a role. Because if they weren't playing a role, they wouldn't be so much of alike. Everybody that's from down south, they all sound the same. Like they got broken English, they got a mouthful of bubble gum. Everybody from the West Coast want to be Crips and Cuz and all this shit. East Coast, Sun, they want to be some mafia, some shit. Midwest, same thing. Ain't no authentic shit involved in that shit. It's all a cult. It's all a cult, you know? And when you start rejecting it, that's when you'll find out who the real people are. When you start rejecting all of that shit and you start saying, I'm not gonna be like them niggas because they ain't about shit. You know, they all pretending. And then you'll see who the real people are. The real motherfuckers will say, you know, do you, be you. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be like this shit. Because they know, man, these are roles that these people play in life that can end up getting them caught up, end up getting them hurt. Not just physically, mentally. Because imagine pretending you somebody your entire adult life until you become of age, and then you start to realize my whole fucking young adult life was all an act, it was all a game. That plays with your psyche. That plays with your psyche. It's not popular to go against the grain. It's not popular you know, to be different. You gotta pretty much be cookie cutter. I see all these rappers, they all cookie cutter fucking insane little motherfuckers. Yep. They all cookie cutter, man. There ain't no rapper out there right now in the industry or inspiring rapper that's anything different from anybody else. They've gotten a script. That's how the ones that want to do what these other guys are doing in the industry are the ones that's making it. Everybody else that's coming out there, they got a message they want to spit. They can't spit their message. They can't even talk about real shit that's happening in real time. It either got to be about killing or something else, or it got to be about some type of relationship that involves you surrendering your true identity over to these clowns. That's the shit right there that gets me. How much you got to give up to be like them? You know, you got to give up for young boys. They got to give up the true way a man's supposed to be. They got to give up the way that they fathers, or if they fathers was trying to teach them something, they got to get that shit all up to become an industry puppet. You know that man. If that man did raise you, he raised you to have some type of respect. Some type of morals. But then you got to change all that shit. You got to be disrespectful. You got to have no morals. You got to be down for anything. You got to be down to let people do anything to you. It's weird, man. Once you see this shit, it's crazy. And most people can't realize that they've been played all their life. That's why it's so fucked up to them. That's why they end up, self-destructing and shit. Losing everything and then pretending like they're gonna get it back. You'll never get back what you lost. Never get back. Never. The reason why you'll never get it back is because you gave it up for nothing. Nigga, life has a way of fixing your ass. Nigga, once life gives you some shit and then you give it up for nothing, you ain't gonna get that shit back. You might get something similar to it, but it ain't gonna feel the same. It's like when a man leave his wife for his mistress, and then he end up getting married to the mistress. He'll never get back what he had with his wife. You know, he think he gonna get something good, but what he gonna get is another failed relationship. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't a relationship that had the problem. It was the people in it. The people in the relationship, and that's the same shit we got going on right now. YouTube, one of the biggest platforms on the internet right now, right? And I think that's gonna change here pretty soon. And I'm not saying another content platform is gonna take its place. I'm saying that people are gonna get fucking burned out. Look at niggas, man. They doing 24 hours every day, bro. On this bitch, gabbing, jabbing. You know what I'm saying? Yapping. 24 hours. There's nothing on YouTube besides people that are on YouTube. You used to be able to come on YouTube and get advice on how to fix shit, and that was all you find: mechanics, electricians, contractors, and shit. Now you come on YouTube, you got so much, bro. It's taking the place of TV. YouTube has taken the place of TV, man. That means TV was programming us. Now YouTube programming us. Niggas don't even realize it. They getting programmed. They programming each other now with the same shit that's going on out there. We programming each other, desensitizing each other. We make it okay to be fucked up, to be retarded. That's a damn shame. Niggas come on this bitch and spill they guts. Spill they guts. Salutes, salutes. Anybody coming in, salutes. Spill they guts, man. No filters at all, bro. Young and old. No filters. I mean, come on, man. We gotta have some type of dignity. Niggas gotta have dignity, bro. Niggas gotta have pride and ownership in they privacy, in their ability to be whole. You can't do that on this bitch telling everybody your whole secret, your whole life. Because it's so easy to say you lying. So keep the real shit to yourself. Keep the real shit to yourself, man. And don't let motherfuckers talk you into being something you ain't. The best advice I ever got, man, was stop looking at other people and pay attention to yourself. That was the best advice I ever got. Stop paying attention to other people, what they got, what they doing. And it ain't come from no preacher or none of that shit. They came from my little brother. My little brother, man, 1 year younger than me, told me that shit. Because I was always telling him, man, look at this dude, man, look at that. He was like, man, and I don't even know if he was trying to spit knowledge or not. All I know is that he told me, and it just stuck with me. He was like, man, stop worrying about other people. Worry about yourself. And you know what? That's the most simplest shit. I've known people said this shit before, but it hit different when my little brother told me that shit because he was looking up to me. And then at that point, he showed me, man, I'm just looking up to other motherfuckers. Yeah. The best way to be on this bitch, man, is don't trust nobody on YouTube. Don't give everybody your pearls, nigga. These church people, they just as worse as the secular people because they know the scriptures, they know the word. And that scripture about casting your pearls to swine, bro, it wasn't talking about, telling the word to Gentiles, nigga. It was about in the public, bro. You got to put on a happy face in the public. In private, you don't got to put on shit. That's the time when you can be 100% yourself and be real, be 100 with yourself. You can't do that in the public. You cannot do that in public. I listen to people talk about, yeah, I'm just here, to share my truth. Nigga, you should not be sharing truth with nobody. At least not yours. Maybe somebody else's truth or the truth about somebody else, but not yours, man. You shouldn't be a snitch, snitching on yourself to motherfuckers you don't know in the first place. Go walk up to a motherfucker out in the streets and just start telling him your life story and see what he say. He gonna tell you weird, nigga. Why the fuck you telling me all this shit? I don't know you from Adam. But that's what we do every day on this bitch. That's what we do every day on YouTube. Motherfuckers bare they soul on YouTube and expect people to respect them for it. They come on this bitch and tell you about their dead children. They come on this bitch and tell you about their failed relationships. They come on this bitch and tell you about their drug habits and addictions and how they, failed at being this and failed at. Man, it's too much, bro. And I think the reason why people gonna get burned out is because everybody gonna know everything about each other. Ain't gonna be no privacy on this bitch. And people act like they afraid of the police. I don't talk to no police. Niggas be snitching. Man, y'all don't realize YouTube is ran, and this probably might get me caught up. YouTube is ran by the federal government. It ain't ran by no fucking YouTube corporation. It's ran by the federal government. Niggas don't even realize that they talking to the feds on this bitch. It's like they wearing a wire for themselves and they implicate themselves. And it ain't gotta be nothing illegal. Name one thing you would voluntarily tell the police that you would tell somebody on the internet. I've heard motherfuckers talk about they dead family members. I mean, give up their government name, their relatives' government name, and talk about their family members, they failed relationships, nigga. If I was building a case on you, bro, I already got a lot of information on you. I know who you socialize with. I know where you live. I know what you do. I know all your past. That information is dangerous. That's danger. Back in the day, if a motherfucker wanted to infiltrate your group, all you had to the worst thing a motherfucker can do was learn your personal life. Your personal life, bro, gave people a key, an invitation into your life. Cause see, they can pretend like they know you or they knew your family members or they knew what you're going through. So they can build a persona around that shit and draw you in. And this is what people are doing on YouTube. Man, YouTube ain't supposed to be bare your soul to. YouTube is supposed to be share your experience as a third person, you know? That's why you can make up aliases and shit. So it's not you that you're actually communicating across the air about. It's that persona. It's loyal, you know what I'm saying? I'm not loyal. That's the name I use on YouTube. You know, but I'm not gonna let motherfuckers into my personal life. You know, the reason why they on YouTube is to find some information or be entertained and shit. Why would I introduce that into my personal life? Or why would I give them my personal life? That's pearls. You giving away pearls to, I mean, and bro, you got old motherfuckers doing this. No better. That wouldn't even give up their social security number, but they'll tell you about their personal life, their career, everything, man. You're supposed to be very selective on this bitch. If you scroll down, when you get ready to watch somebody's video and get into their chat, it'll say, hey, protect your privacy. Welcome to the chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Why would they even put that in there if they weren't telling you to be careful with what you say on this bitch? Be careful who you communicate with about personal information. And the reason why it's it's like that is because just like we started learning the false history and the false science and the false religion, bro, it took motherfuckers from your own community to draw you out like that. So if you on the internet, you getting clowned and people know all your business, they doxing you like that, it's because you need to thank the motherfuckers that actually helped you get to that point. Your YouTube friends. That's who got you to that point. You supposed to be apprehensive on this bitch, man. It's like going into a weird neighborhood that might be, might be the ops neighborhood. You don't want to go over there showing that you from the next neighborhood over. You want to try to fit in and blend in. Anonymity is power, bro, in this shit. It's not weakness. Hiding your true identity and your true life is not weakness. It's strength. Because it's like these motherfuckers, the YouTube is kryptonite to all these supermen and superwomen. They cannot help themselves without giving up the beans, without spilling the beans. And imagine all the shit that has happened over the years with YouTube that motherfuckers caused it to happen to them. You know, there's been murders on live streams. There's been all kind of shit, man, and it all stems from people's lack of ability to keep their private life private and keep their public life separate. That's what it is. It's not because people are this is their life. YouTube, if YouTube shut down today, bro, everybody that's on YouTube will try to find something else to replace it. You know what that is? In my opinion, that's an addict. That's an addict. Nigga, if YouTube shut down today, you know what I'll be doing? Same shit I'm doing right now. Sitting up here, smoking, drinking, minding my motherfucking business. And that's how people's supposed to be. You don't just let anybody in your house, do you? Well, why are you letting them into your life? You're supposed to guard your private life, you know? And you're supposed to talk about things that people can't tie back to you directly on this app. Because when you do that, you are sharing the raw, uncut truth of this shit. And that is sharing. But you can't share shit that only I heard a dude talk about their dead kids, their dead relatives, giving up all of their intimate shit, man, that's supposed to help them, deal with this life and shit, man. You got motherfuckers that will get on YouTube and spill their whole life, but they won't go see a psychiatrist. They won't go sit down with a psychiatrist because they know that shit is not, you're not supposed to do that. But why you come on this thing and do that? Young and old, man, giving it up like that. It's weird, bro. It's weird. It makes me feel bad that so many people are incapable of protecting themselves mentally. That imagine if everybody you came in contact with wanted to tell you their personal life, how annoying that shit would be. But you come on YouTube, you get that shit every day, all the time. And don't let them get a little liquor in them. Oh, bruh. It's a crash waiting to happen, nigga. Hey, look, buckle your safety belts and put your breathing mask on before you try to help your neighbor. Because it's gonna be a bumpy ride, nigga, and we might not make it. Because the way that things happen on YouTube is almost like a gift and a curse. Once you start a channel and come on this bitch and start talking to people freely, I think all YouTube should be like the way content creators create YouTube. Content creators create YouTube to entertain people and to keep people, attracted to their content. But when you get on his bitch and start venting, man, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Too much information is information that you give to somebody that they can come back and use against your ass. And that's what this entire thing is about. It's about utilizing information that you get from somebody to ultimately embarrass them. It's entertaining, but getting involved in that shit, that's not me, baby. Yeah. I was watching a YouTuber, man, by the name of Mr. Canuck, and he's a grower and shit. Matter of fact, that's where I learned most of the things I learned about growing. And this man will show you, all his grow rooms in his house. But guess what? One thing he won't do, he won't show you where he sleep. He won't show you his address. He won't show you, his, his relatives. He'll show his friends that are YouTubers that he socialized with, but he won't show you his relatives. This man got over 1 million subscribers, and he's doing damn good, man. And I learned a lot from that guy. But what I did learn from him is the fact that this man knows the difference between public and private. He know the difference between it. I think that people they don't get the reaction they think they're gonna get when they create content. So they feel like they gotta take it a little bit further. I gotta take it a little bit further. I gotta show who I am. I gotta show what I'm doing. I gotta be real on this app. I'm a real one on this app. Man, go on with that shit, man. The same motherfuckers that's praising you for showing who you are, showing what you do, and showing all your shit gonna be the same people sitting in the lobby laughing at your ass when people throwing that shit back up in your face. They're gonna be laughing at your ass, and they're gonna be like, "You shouldn't have never said that shit. You shouldn't have never did that." But people don't learn from these examples that are given. You gotta learn from these examples that these people give you when they be on this bitch crashing. And the example is this: whether you old or young, you need to learn the difference between public and private. Public and private, nigga. If you can create an alias on this bitch, you need to be wearing a mask. That's fucked up. You need to be hiding your appearance. Because what that does is, you're sticking to the script. If you have something important to say, it doesn't matter if you're showing yourself or not. What it does is, your point will get across regardless if a YouTube celebrity or not. You know, I ain't been doing this shit that long, but I know for a fact I'm not about to get on this bitch and expose my entire life to people because I want them to feel comfortable with listening to me. It's like this: I'm giving you something that I think I know, and you either accept it or you don't. Move the fuck on. There's no proving. There's no trial period where I have to, get to a certain point with you so you can believe me. Man, there's too many motherfuckers on this app to be doing shit like that. There's too many people on this app to be doing shit like that. You should not be out on this bitch trying to prove yourself to people. And if you are, you need to reevaluate your YouTube life and get back into the way things are. You can talk shit to people all day, and you can say you did this and did that, but when people start telling you shit like prove it, show me this, show me that, that should be a red flag right there. You should be like, flag on the play. It's time to end this conversation right here, because once we start getting into that, now we doing something other than entertainment. Now we digging off into my personal life, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. But you think people gonna listen to that shit? Hell no, nah, man. Motherfuckers ain't gonna listen to that. It's crazy. It is crazy. And I've learned that YouTube, bro, is not ran by regular people like me and you. Like I said earlier, it's ran by the federal government. Just like any other corporation that's ran by the federal government. They're not ran per se like on a day-to-day basis, but they're regulated. Meaning like the feds tell them what they can and cannot do in the completion of their activities. Fast food restaurants, for instance. Back when fast food restaurants became big, bro, they were selling any fucking thing, man. They was making up all kinds. McDonald's has so many types of menu items. It was a shame, man. They had uh what is the marshmallow peeps? I remember one time they had a marshmallow peep pie. It was the ones you get for Easter and shit. McDonald's made a pie, like they had an apple pie. They made a peep pie. And bro, motherfuckers was buying that shit and getting sick. And then eventually they stopped selling it because you try to give your customers what you want. But they do not experiment like that no more. They don't experiment like that no more. They McDonald's does not belong to the McDonald's Corporation. It belongs to the federal government. Believe it. When you open up a McDonald's and you part of a franchise and you open up a McDonald's where none exists, you have to follow federal guidelines. All your food from your distribution is distributed from the federal government. There's no The way that these people transport goods across the United States is military. It's military. You ain't gonna get shit on this bitch that's not ran by the military industrial complex. You're not gonna get anything. Anything. If you're a mom and pop shop, your days are numbered. If you got some little business and shit, if you're not working with the feds, your days are numbered. And that's just the way it goes. You cannot start no little small business no more and not be connected directly to the system. And once they get you to connect directly to the system, then they can regulate what you do, how you do it, and who you do it with. So if you thinking that shit is private, these corporations are private, you're greatly confused. Even these businesses that people start, you know. I heard some guys talking today about the currency and the centralization and decentralization of the currency. Man, bro, when they started doing debit and credit and they attached that shit to your bank account, bro, we were already in the digital age. We were already utilizing USDC, that digital currency that's on the trading platforms right now, the dollar, Bitcoin. We were already doing that. That's exactly what debit is. It shouldn't be. It should be USDC D for debit. But this is the shit that I'm talking about, where people don't realize that they directly involved with the federal government. And you on this platform right now, they listening to me talk to you, 6 motherfuckers in my chat. Y'all all on a federal site. Y'all all listening to a channel that's being controlled by the federal government. All of this shit is, bro. None of this shit is free. That's why they could tell you what you can and can't say on this bitch. They don't care about freedom of speech. They don't care about your constitutional rights. Because once you start dealing with them, you pretty much pledge yourself to what they want you to do. You pretty much doing that. That's not popular for people to know. But when you go to a channel, any of them, I don't care what the channel is talking about, just know that this shit is being listened to by the federal government. If it's not being listened to, why you can't say certain shit about them, and YouTube just let you say it? When they was talking about the COVID and all this shit, who you think was putting that shit out for them to stop you from saying that? It wasn't YouTube that was making decisions on whether or not, COVID was okay to talk about. Nah, that was driving traffic to their fucking platform. You don't think that they wanted people to come to the platform? Man, that was a boost for them. But then somebody up higher up came and put their fucking foot down and said, no, they can't talk about that. Misinformation is this. This is what misinformation is. I don't give a fuck if you feel like you got freedom to speak about this shit. This is what misinformation is. And YouTube had to follow it. Not because they were scared of the federal government, it's because they are employed by the federal government. That's what it is. So watch what you say on this bitch, watch what you show on this bitch, because it's all being listened to. The way I look at it is like this. If you can show some shit to the police and get away with it, then that might be something you can probably show on YouTube and get away with. But if there's some shit that you think that the police might get after your ass about, don't be showing it on YouTube. Don't be showing it on YouTube. If you running from the police and nigga, they looking for a certain motherfucker, because there's been some motherfuckers that's been caught up going live on this bitch, and the police is looking for their ass, and them niggas get caught because they going live and they showing their face and talking about, I'm outside. I'm outside, nigga. You know? So this is the reason why this shit is so crucial for people to learn this, especially adults. I can understand teenagers and young adults not getting this. But adults, if you are over 30, you should know what the difference is between public and private. You should know. If you got an alias on this bitch, you should know already anyway. That's the reason why these aliases are even matter, why they even exist. It's to protect your private life from this shit. But if you over 30, man, you should know, bro. You should not be videotaping yourself on this. You shouldn't. Yeah. A lot of people have gotten caught up with the PPP loans and shit because of YouTube. There's a few people you could and look, and then they friends turn around and make videos about it, saying PPP loans got this person caught up, and they try to disassociate themselves from each other. But yeah, bro, if you getting shit from the federal government and you know you ain't doing it the right way, you should not be showing that shit on YouTube. Cause YouTube ain't gonna fucking keep your shit private. Ain't nothing on YouTube private at all, bro. Ain't nothing on YouTube private. So I'm telling you right now, if you showing shit, you better make sure that you protecting your identity when you're showing it. Because YouTube is the biggest snitch. All these platforms are snitching. All of them. They get paid to snitch. They get paid to snitch. Nigga, not too long ago they was the FBI went to YouTube and say, we want everybody that looked at this video, a certain video. We want all of their contact information. We want everybody that subscribed to their channels. Whoever looked at this video, and this video was about something that happened with, trading on trading platforms. And everybody that watched that video, all your private information was given to the FBI. All of it, bro. There's videos on YouTube about people complaining about this shit, saying that their information may have been given to the FBI for watching a video, just watching it, not commenting and streaming it with them or being in the video, but for just being on the video. So this is how they utilize this platform to get people caught up, because they know people don't have a filter. I mean, nobody's practicing their lines before they come on this bitch. Nobody's practicing their lines. And you know, I haven't checked the volume on this. So let me check the volume on this. All right, cool. But yeah, man, this is purely entertainment. And if you can get anything out of it, that's a plus. Other than that, entertainment, man. Listening to people talk, listening to the act, listening to the show. That's what this is all about. It's not about, saving lives and shit like that. Even though people say that, it's not about that. If it was, YouTube wouldn't be able to operate. Because you know why? YouTube ain't about saving lives. The federal government ain't about saving lives. Them people ain't about saving your life. They about controlling it. Controlling that shit, bro. Controlling your life, making sure you stay in line, and everybody know it. I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret though. Ain't nothing on YouTube ever gonna be utilized for good. Nothing on YouTube is gonna be utilized for good. I don't care how good it is. I don't care if you're exposing, and I be getting emotional about this shit, exposing pedophiles and people that take advantage of people and shit because they can. I be passionate about that too. But at the end of the day, what it shows when we're doing that is that they can do this shit and get away with it. That there's nothing gonna happen to these people unless somebody of authority does it. Not us. Not us. I mean, look how many people that was around these guys that we be exposing about this pedophilia shit. Don't you think that people around them knew about it? And if they allowed them to keep doing it and didn't say nothing about it, didn't even try to retaliate on them about it, that what the hell is a YouTuber gonna do? What is a YouTuber gonna do? You're gonna make a video about it, thousands of people are gonna watch it, and then that's it. That's that. The perception of a remedy. That's all this shit is. The perception of a remedy, man. And we shouldn't go off of this. We shouldn't take this YouTube stuff too serious, man. What we should do is take what we can from it and utilize it And if we can't, then it's just pure entertainment. You know, don't team up with people. Don't form no groups outside of YouTube. If you form a group, it's only in YouTube. Like I be seeing these guys form tribes and meeting off. You know, bro, that's some dangerous shit. That is some dangerous shit. To where you meet somebody on a platform, right? And they videotape themselves so you feel like you know them. And then you give these people your personal information. And then you meet up with them at a disclosed location. You just that's like when we used to teach kids not to talk to strangers and shit. We act like we ain't never learned that lesson. Why what was so important about teaching a kid not to talk to a stranger? It wasn't the fact that the person he didn't know the person. It was the fact is that when you let your guard down, you can be victimized. And a lot of victimization go on this bitch, either mentally or physically. And you got people come on this bitch and talk about how they even met up with people and had sex with them, and this is how it goes. Man, that's not how it go, man. Not how it go. If you ain't capable of meeting somebody in the real world, YouTube should not be one of your tools to meet people. It shouldn't, man. It shouldn't. Every time I've heard somebody come on this bitch and say they met somebody and they hooked up with them, it always ended badly. Every time, man. Every time. And it's entertaining as fuck because you know better. You know better. You know you weren't supposed to be hooking up with no dude or no female that's on the internet that tell all they business. You don't think they're gonna tell your shit too. Nigga, you don't think they're gonna tell your shit too? Exploit your ass? That's how it works, bro. That's how it works. I know the way that I do this YouTube stuff is not accepted by everybody. Cause I refuse to to cam up, so they say. I refuse to cam up. I refuse to show people about my personal shit. I refuse to talk about private life shit. You know, the stuff I do talk about, this is shit that everybody can say. But the whole reason behind this for me is to give out a little bit of something that I picked up along the way. But that don't mean give you my entire life and shit, man. And we gotta learn from that, bro. We gotta learn from that. You know? So, truth or dare is your choice. You either gonna tell the truth and expose yourself, or if you don't want to do that, you're gonna cam up. And that's the shit that they want you to do. That's what everybody wants you to do. If there wasn't a way, if there wasn't a plot to get everybody's identity found out, YouTube was the tool. If there wasn't a plot, we wouldn't be doing it. We wouldn't be doing it. You got people like Sonetta and a lot of these YouTubers, man, they get on this bitch every day. Bro, you know how dangerous it is for you to be walking around out there? You better be strapped because you never know. There's niggas that'll hear you talk on the internet and feel offended and want to get your ass. And you done show everybody your face. You done told everybody where you live at. Man, that's some dangerous shit, man. Ain't nothing gangster about that. Ain't shit gangster about that. That's the opposite of gangster. Even the gangster movies tell you not to be talking too much about the family and shit. But you got motherfuckers that'll come on this bitch and lay it all out on the line, man. Rudy to the tootie. They be on this bitch all day talking their business. And then they got people that'll talk their business too. So it's like a whole group of talkers. Mm-mm. Not me, buddy. Not me. So if anybody subscribed to me that is expecting me at some point to start doing live videos camming up, I'm sorry for you. I mean, shit. Ain't nothing I can do for you. I mean, if you can, find another channel. Yep. All I'm gonna do is share this information that I'm getting. Either I get it from other people or I read it myself. It's all from somebody else anyway. But and just giving it to you the way I understand how to do it. That's the only thing I'm doing. That's why it sounds so weird. Some of the shit that I be saying. You know what? I consider myself a sector of the conspiracy sector. I'm like a conspiracy theorist. You know why? Because nothing, everything in life don't make no sense to me. For instance, I know work, provide for your family and shit like that, become successful. Yeah, that makes sense. But the rest of this shit, the religion, the government, the laws, uh, how races interact with people, with one another, that don't make sense to me. See, because I didn't grow up in an integrated. When I was a kid, we didn't go around other races of people. We were taught not to socialize with other races of people because they have different cultures and habits and shit that's not productive for you. And shit, as long as people stayed within that realm, they were fine. But as time went on, breaking down barriers and all this shit, what they got coming out, everybody's a racist and shit like that. People felt obligated to, stop doing that, stop, isolating themselves. And then that's when all the fuckery started. I'm not gonna lie, that's when all the fuckery started. If you just happen to socialize with another race of people, that's fine, man. But when you start adopting their cultures, it's the reason why it's theirs and it's not yours. you know, and black people have adopted. That's why I say black people are all fake. They're all actors. They're all actors, man. Every and that's fucked up to say. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's it's bad to think like that. That your people, the ones that everybody know, the type of people that everybody know you from, are all fake. For instance, the gangs in California, all those gangs in California, the Crips, the Bloods, all of them, the Nathaniels, all them gangs in California, all originated from the Shemitic people. All of them. That means the East Coast gangs too. All of them are Shemitic gangs. All of them. How the hell did all of our gangs, all of our American culture come from one group of people? The Crips, Shemitic. The Bloods, Shemitic. The Mexican gang, Shemitic. You know, the Black Panthers, Shemitic. All of that shit, bro, came from the Shemitic people. These people are innovative. They are so fucking, they talented, man. And look, people recognize that. But you can't claim that shit and make it yours. That's why it's so self-destructive. The Black Panthers were big back in the day. My parents were like crazy about the Black Panthers when I was a little kid. They wanted to be so involved, and then when they found out these motherfuckers were nothing but a bunch of deviants and shit, they felt betrayed, man, and never talked about that shit again. And that goes along with every gang that exists in America. It's all these gangs were created to demoralize you, to demoralize everybody that was involved, even the people that ain't involved, because it kind of like spills out over into the community and shit. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. All the culture of shit that we think we created, bro. It at some point it originated overseas. No lie. The way we bury our dead to the way we get married to one another. That's all, believe it or not, Shemitic culture. Yeah. We don't even practice it. The shit that we actually practiced before we got into this entire, deception, we don't even practice that, but it's still practiced by some. For instance, Why would you take your dead bodies, right, and put them in the ground and not expect it to have a lasting effect on the environment? For instance, we take dead bodies, pump them up with resin. That's what formaldehyde is. Pump them up with resins and bury them, and don't expect it to affect the ecology of nature around that area. I'm telling you, bro, the animals the animals are affected by these graveyards we created. We, bro, I don't think Americans used to bury their dead. That doesn't make sense. We used to fucking burn them. That's what you do. You burn dead tissue. You burn dead animals. You burn all that shit. But nah, we burying them. Doing the little rituals and shit. That's what this entire thing to do is. It's not supposed to be something that helps you. And look, we go back and we visit them tombstones and shit on anniversaries. It's like we worshiping that stuff, man. We even talk like we worship it, the ancestors. Come on, man. That is not natural. That's actually kind of psychotic. That's like psychotic shit, man. You bury a motherfucker and then go back and visit them. They not there, but you visit them and talk to yourself like you talking to them. Just think about it, man. They're driving people to become psychotic. And if you go over to these Shemitic countries, and you'll find out that they don't bury their dead; they burn them. Why they burning them? Why they burning their dead? But we burying ours. Matter of fact, we go and buy land to bury them on. We got people that don't even own their own property when they living, but they own it in death. You know what I'm saying? You bought that burial plot. That's their plot. That's their plot of land. But you didn't even have a home. You didn't even have a garden that you pride. That was your prized possession. It's a trip to me, man. We'll spend money on some of the most psychotic shit, but we won't spend it on ourselves while we're living. Like that money that they spent on buying a plot of land to put somebody under the ground in, they could have used that money to buy them an actual plot of land, build them a house on it, and have a lovely life. And then when they gone, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You enjoyed that ownership. But nah, man, they got us buying these fucking 6x4s, you know, and 6 feet deep. 6x6x4s. That's what they got us doing, man. And it might not even be 6x6x4s. You know, I mean, because we don't know what they do when the reception's over. We don't know if the motherfuckers actually putting your ass in the ground or not. We don't watch them. We don't make sure that the deed's done after everything's said and done. We just, all right, good service, everybody. Thank you for coming out, and then we leave it to the damn pallbearers, or we leave it to the grave diggers to do whatever they want to do with that plot of land that you paid that money for and that casket and shit. How we know they not just taking that shit back to the funeral home, emptying it out and cleaning it up and reselling it to somebody else just to do the same thing and discarding your fucking body? Yeah, come on, man. This shit is psychotic. The whole way that we learn how to survive and socialize in this entire, environment. It's psychotic, man. It is psychotic. And then now they got us doing something that when I was a kid, they wouldn't doing at all. And I'm only 40 some years old. They didn't have hospice when I was a kid. When the old folks got old and died when I was a kid, they was at home or they was in the hospital. They didn't give them motherfuckers no person to come by their house to make sure that they doped up until they die. And look, it ain't stopped there. Now you can put yourself on hospice and not even be terminally ill. They doing it in Canada. They doing it here in America too. Believe me, that shit ain't just making mainstream news from Canada and that's it. They doing that shit here too. You can go on hospice even though you're not fucking terminally ill and kill yourself legally. They can legally do that shit. I heard a story. That's just how I found out about this shit. Dude in Canada went on hospice because, and I was talking to my wife about this. He went on hospice because he lost his, assisted living, his public housing or his government assisted housing. Yep, he was like in his late 60s and he was living on government assistance. He had him one of them apartments and they were shutting the apartments down and they told him he needed to find him a new place. And he was like, I don't know how to find me a new place. This man went to the doctor and told the doctor that he's depressed and all this shit. He ain't got nowhere to go. And they asked him did he want to go on hospice. And he did. He went on hospice and a few weeks later he was dead. Nothing wrong with the man. The only thing that was wrong with him was he lost his apartment. That's it. See, this is weird, man, because hospice wasn't something that Americans practiced. Americans didn't practice killing and euthanizing their elderly people or their family members that were terminally ill. Back in the day, there were people that were in comas for 20, 30 years, sometimes even longer than that. Shit, you have people talking about something, they're going to freeze themselves until a new cure comes. But now, today, bro, if you get cancer and they say ain't no cure, just because a motherfucker say you can't get cured, oh, hospice. They're gonna give you some drugs and you gonna go to sleep and never wake up. Bro, that's suicide. That's assisted suicide. And see, we talking about a nation that was supposed to be built around Christian values. How the fuck we built around Christian values and we ain't saying nothing about assisted suicides? That go to show you, man, that Christian values ain't the values that people think they are. They not. They not. Especially the new age ones. The new age values, bro, is dog eat dog. That's what this shit is. And you're never gonna avoid this shit if you don't know what you're looking for. And I think people don't know what they're looking for. They're all just wandering around trying to figure this shit out. Goddamn. Spilt my shit. But yeah, man. It's weird how we interact in these cultures. And I'm starting to think that they not just, you know, ways that people live their life. I think that they actually are cults. I mean, look at the shit that they be doing. A cult will take people, teach them a certain way of life, and then after they get done with the people, will help them kill themselves. That is some fuck shit, bro. That is some real fuck shit. You know, after you done helped me get all these followings and we didn't bought this land, let's go kill ourselves on this shit, like the Jim Jones and shit. That is scary, man, because society is going to that. It's like a self-destructing experiment that they creating and seeing how many people want to get involved in it. And YouTube is part of this shit. Bro, when you sacrifice your privacy on YouTube, you actually kill your persona. When you get on YouTube and you say my name is Pistol Pete, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm Pistol Pete. But then you put that video on and you show your true face, you just killed Pistol Pete, nigga. You who you are now in real life. You might as well give him your government name and everything. And that's the shit that they're doing. They're killing everything, bro. This is murder society. Murder society. Everything involves death in this bitch. Everything. You know, we kill the plants to eat them. We kill the animals to eat them. You know, we kill ourselves working to kill the plants to eat them. We kill ourselves working to kill the animals we eat. You know what I'm saying? We kill our kids putting shit into their body that they don't need, that they never needed. You know, we kill our pets doing the same shit, putting shit in their bodies that they don't need. Under the guise of what? Helping them. You know, this is like a misplaced cultural satisfaction ring. They just making shit the way they want to make it, man. It's crazy. And when you realize this shit, it's hard as fuck to reel that shit back in. Once you done exposed yourself on this bitch, the only way you can come back on this bitch again after you'd have been exploited is secretly. That's it. When you should have been that way in the first place. None of these videos, none of this shit is ever gonna go away as long as the internet exists. None of it's ever gonna go away. Even when they delete your channel on YouTube, they still keep it. They obligated to keep it, bro. Why would they keep your old videos but won't let you utilize the channel that the videos belong to? Think about it. There's something valuable about your recordings on this YouTube. There's something valuable about it. But you got to do it a certain way in order for that value to appreciate. You can't be up here crashing out on this bitch or telling people all your business, bro. The suspense is what gets motherfuckers. See, when you don't know who somebody is, but you like what you're getting from them, you seek that person out. You want to know as much as you can about them. That's what builds the excitement, the prestige. That's my opinion. But when you get on this bitch and you just blow your load all over it, you know what I'm saying? You told everybody everything about yourself. You on this bitch drunk, flipping out, videotaping it. It becomes an archive of fuckery, and you just part of it. You can't say that you ain't part of it. You know. But hey, stay tuned. I've been seeing people come through this bitch. Ain't nobody hit the like button, but that's cool. You know. But stay tuned, man. I got some more shit coming out because it's weird as fuck. Think about that hospice shit, bro. That's not natural culture. That's not. Ain't nothing religious about it. Ain't nothing humane about it. I mean, for instance, putting your dog down because you think they in pain is not a good thing. That's just like going out in the wild and stopping a lion from killing the wildebeest because he's hungry. You think you help that wildebeest? No. He gonna get ate. If it's meant for him to get ate, that lion gonna eat him. If the lion don't eat him, a hippo, something gonna eat that motherfucker. You can't interfere with everything and make it, what you want it to. It's not natural after that. It becomes sinful. It becomes synthetic. So, that's my little rant, man. Appreciate y'all for coming out, man. Stay tuned for more videos and shit. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. I don't give a fuck. Y'all take it easy, man. Salutes.